All right, we'll give everyone a second here to come on into our Zoom room here. Great to see so many people. All right. So welcome, everybody. My name is Claire Booth. I'm the president of Capital Crimes. And welcome to our monthly meeting for October. This one's going to be just a little bit different. It's kind of a two-parter. The first part, we're going to do a tutorial on something that the Sisters in Crime National has available to us. And then the second part is we're going to hear from many wonderful short story authors who are going to be in the Capital Crimes Farm to Foul Play Anthology. So you're going to hear more about that, and you're going to get a snippet of what everyone's short stories are about. So please stick around for that. First, I want to tell you what we have coming up, which are some great things. Our November meeting features Jennifer Hilt, and she's going to talk about tropes. She's an expert on this. She's written several books and is a wonderful teacher. We're going to talk about using tropes in your writing, how to make them effective, all sorts of things like that. So you're definitely going to want to come to the November meeting. That is on the 16th. Then we have on Sunday, November 24th, the Farm to Foul Play Anthology launch, which is going to be at Fowler Ranch Brewery in Lincoln. So it is an in-person event. Everyone is invited. Please RSVP through the website only so that we have a count of how many people to expect. But we would love to see everyone there. If you can come, just hang out, meet your short story authors, get a copy of the anthology for yourself. Also, the holidays are coming up, so we'll make a fantastic gift. Keep that in mind. So that is on the 24th, starting at 11 a.m. And then just as a save the date, on December 14th, which is a Saturday, we're having our in-person holiday party. And that, again, this year is going to be at the Spaghetti Factory in Rancho Cordova, which is on Folsom Boulevard. More details will come out about that, but that is on December 14th, which is a Saturday at 1 p.m. Those are great upcoming events, and we're all very much looking forward to those. So now what I would like to do is talk to everyone and give you kind of a little walkthrough about something called SinC. And what that is the National Sisters in Crime online community. And so what I'm going to do is all right. Can everybody see my screen? So I'm going to walk you through it. There also will be a handout available afterward that will go to everyone who is here today. So it'll be written down for you to refer to if you need to. So what you're going to do, this functions a lot like Facebook, but it is an entirely enclosed community. It is only for Sisters in Crime members. So it is all writing all the time. You will go to the National Sisters in Crime page, which is sistersincrime.org, and you'll log in. Now, I'll talk at the end about what to do if you don't know your national login. It's possible that it is different from your Capital Crimes login that you use to register for the Zooms. So we'll talk at the end about that particular thing if you don't happen to know what your login is. So what you're going to do is you come to sistersincrime.org. You're going to go to For Writers, get the most from your membership. And right here is SinC LinC, our online community. So you're going to click on that. And that is going to take you to this page. Welcome to the SinC online community. Now, all you have to do, it tells you, it gives you all kinds of things that are features of this community. And you can read through those. There are groups, there are communities, and we'll get into those as we go through here. But all you need to do, click the big red button, go to the SinC community, and okay. So at that point, that would be where you logged in with your password. I'm already logged in, so it put me right here. This is the first screen you're going to see. Again, it looks kind of similar if you have a Facebook feed. This is exactly what it is. It is your feed. And all sorts of things. It's going to show you all the posts. You've got a Chicagoland free virtual workshop. Somebody celebrating their new crime thriller release. All sorts of different things. Now, you can tailor it to exactly what you want. And here's how. We're going to come over here to the left side of the screen. The first thing you can do are choose tags. And tags are basically the same as a hashtag if you are on Twitter or if you're on Instagram. And you can choose topics to follow. So if you are interested in Camp Nano, which is the online community support group for NaNoWriMo, which is coming up quick in November. And so if you're interested in posts on that, you can click follow. And it will put you up here as something that you're interested in, and it'll ping you. Well, ping, I don't mean, you know, an actual sound, but it'll know that you're interested in that topic. As you can see, lots and lots of, lots and lots of choices, short stories, thrillers, traditional publishing, true crime, the writing process, cozies, book announcements, all sorts of things. So you can pick and choose whatever you want. And then obviously, if you become uninterested, you can unfollow it at any time. Next, in your left-hand master column here, there are groups. Now, you can see for me, I have 4 groups that I have chosen to be part of. One is capital crimes. Now, all of you who are capital crimes members will automatically be put into that group. That is something that is just done automatically at the national level. They put you in that group. So if you are also one of our members who belongs to additional chapters, say you belong to Grand Canyon or you belong to Coastal Cruisers, you would see that chapter in this section as well. You would see all the different chapters that you are a member of. Those are automatic. The other groups are your choice. So if you click on all groups, you are able to see what your choices are. As you can see, AI has become a thing recently. That group is growing very rapidly. People who want to discuss or find out more about artificial intelligence. Blatant self-promotion. They have tons of good marketing ideas, and everybody, very proudly sharing what they've been working on. That's a really fun group. Chapter events. This lists all sorts of different chapter events from all over. And many of them, as you guys know, are on Zoom. And so they're accessible to everyone. So that is a very informative group as far as, things and presentations that are available to you that perhaps you would not necessarily hear about if you were not logged in and a member of that group. Conference, Cozy Writers. Again, here's the capital crimes chapter. Critique group. I know in some of our discussions, especially when we meet at bookstores, a lot of times people bring up critique groups and beta readers and exchanging chapters to see what folks think as you're working on your work in progress. And so this is a great group. These are people who are just like you, and they're looking for a beta reader. They're looking for a critique group. Maybe they want to start one. Maybe they want to join an established one. It's a really phenomenal resource that is a lot bigger pool of people who can help than us here at Capital Crimes can provide to you just on our own. Because it's not just one chapter's resource, it's a resource nationally. And so, if this is something that you've been trying to do, put together a critique group or have somebody, read your manuscript, please look at this group. It's a wonderful, wonderful resource. The Equity Project. This is very much one of Sisters in Crime's priorities, making sure that equity, diversion, and inclusion is always at the forefront. And so if you are interested in that, it is definitely something that you can join that group. Historical mystery writers are on the ball and have created their very own group. So if that happens to be something that you write, that should definitely be something you check out. And that also brings up, these groups are started by members. And if you have an idea for a group, you can write in, and the address will be on the handout that will come out after the meeting. You can write into the email address and say, hey, I want to start a police procedurals group. And there you go. You're going to they just need someone who's willing to be kind of a moderator, keep an eye on things. And once that's in place, they will put up that group and you can get started. So this is by no means a static list. It's growing all the time. And if there is a group that you think should be in existence, you can certainly make that happen. So this is what there is at this point, but there's always room for more. So consider that if there's something that you see is missing that you think should be a group. So again, these were the ones that I so far have chosen to join. You might have more, you might have less. That depends, on what your needs are as far as writing and marketing and promotion and support, because SinC is all of those things. And this online platform just broadens your reach. The next thing is, let's see, let's go here. So here, just to show a look, is our Capital Crimes page. So you can post here, and this would go to just our chapter. And so, as you can see, I posted about today's meeting. But if you had an event, if you are doing a book signing, post it here. Let folks know. If your book is on Amazon and it's on sale for the day or for the week, post it here. Let folks know, and just get the word out however you need to for what's going on in your writing life at the moment. Then, let's see. So the other thing, if you go to members up here at the top, this is going to show you everybody. So if you needed, say you'd met someone at a conference, you could send him a message. If you lost his contact information or, what have you, you can contact people through this as well, just like you would, through Facebook or through Instagram, that kind of thing. But again, it is just Sisters in Crime members. So the next thing is how to make this as easy as possible for you to know what's going on. And so to do that, what we're going to do is sign up for emails. And that is, if any of you belong to an IO group or something like that, you would get a daily or a weekly kind of digest that lists what had been posted and based on what you're interested in. And the same thing can be done here. And so to do that, you're going to go to your own profile, which is up here where your picture or your initials are. And you're going to edit your profile. Now, so this is me. You can put your own bio, your information. We'll talk about this in a second. You can work on your privacy settings if you want. But for our notification purposes, we're going to click here, Notifications. And you're going to choose how often you receive emails. So you can opt out of all emails if you want to. That is definitely a choice. I've chosen to receive private messages, like the one I just showed you if you looked someone up and you wanted to send them a message. So I've said, yes, people can do that. I've also, if people mention me, I will be notified, and you can turn that off as well if you want. For events, I'm going to get notified. And then for my groups, so these are, again, the 4 groups that I've chosen to be a part of. And then you can come over and choose how often you want to receive emails on that group. So I've said daily, I want to get SinC LinC posts. So that means that every morning I get a SinC LinC email that lists everything that had been posted the day before. Now I can turn that to weekly, and I would get it once a week with all of that information. Real time means you're going to get it every time someone posts something new, and you can certainly do that. I don't, my email inbox couldn't handle that, but if yours can, you're doing better than me. But anyway, you can choose any one of those time options. So I've chosen daily for SinC LinC, for capital crimes, and for marketing. And I've chosen weekly for the chapter events. So all of these daily are going to come in the same email. I don't get 3 daily emails. I get 1 daily email that has these 3 groups in it. So don't worry if you choose daily for all of your groups, it's going to come packaged in 1 email. And all it is showing you what has been posted, which then makes it, you don't have to log in to this site necessarily to see all of the information. So this is something that you can tailor to exactly what you need and how that you want it. Accessibility, if you need to optimize any kind of thing in that area, you can do that here. Badges are just a little reward system, I guess. If you've put up a post that a lot of people like, you'll earn a badge. If they interact with your post, you can earn a badge, things like that. Just a little, I don't know, dopamine hit, I guess, as far as that goes. But that is also something that you can just ignore. I think here is the only place that you see it, maybe, in your profile section. So, and then again, just like on Facebook, you would get your, if you logged in and there were notifications, that would be accessible here. If you wanted to search, that's accessible here. So we're going to go back to community, which is where we started. And again, here's our left column master navigation. Over here is a running tally of events. So if you went to the events tab up here, you would see just the bigger aspect of this particular thing. At the moment, this is all anyone has posted. This is a little bit different of a format. A lot of people just post here on the feed instead of in the events section. So sometimes you can see here, the Chicagoland SinC chapter, their virtual fall workshop. They did not post it here, but it is here. So if you're looking for Zoom classes or presentations, definitely check both places, because things are very much posted in possibly in one and not the other. But as you can see, there is a lot out there, and it's, you know, impossible for one person to track or to advertise. And so coming on here and, you know, searching for what you need is really a wonderful opportunity to keep track of things and maybe stumble upon something that you didn't even know you needed, and can access very easily, once you know about it. So now what I want to do is address the question of what to do if you don't know your national SinC login. So give me a second to okay. So if you don't know your SinC login, what you want to do is you're going to go up to sign in. And here is your member login. We're going to accept cookies. And what you're going to do, you will need to know the email that you use. So you're going to click here to reset your password. That will take you to this screen. You're going to type in your email and click reset password. That's going to trigger the automatic email. You'll get an automatic email that says in the body of the email, click on this link to reset your password for Sisters in Crime. You go through those steps, make a new password, and you'll be all set. So if you don't remember what your Sisters in Crime national password is, or if you never had one in the first place, this is the way to do it. So even if you've never had one, use this process, tell the computer that you forgot your password, and go through this. Then you should be set. You can log in. Then you go right here, right then to the SinC LinC community. So what I'm going to do now is come back and ask if anybody has any questions.
Claire, there were some questions, 2 questions in the chat, one by Myra and one by Dover. Do you see those?
Great. Yeah, could you read those off?
Sure. Okay, hold on a second. So Dover is asking, is there a way to differentiate in notifications whether someone is replying to me directly versus replying to the post I'm replying to? Many times the note says replied to me, but the person just added another comment to the original post. So if maybe Dover could elaborate if that's not clear.
That's what's happening for me is like on the welcome ones where you say, welcome aboard, I'll all of a sudden get all these notifications saying people are replying to me, but it's just another comment on the welcome aboard post.
Oh,
So it's not
I see
asking
what
me
you're
a question
saying.
or anything.
I haven't been able to figure out a way to do that. I think that's just a little kind of flaw with the platform.
Okay.
Yeah, because I completely get what you're saying, and yes, that you're getting this flood of responses that aren't responsive. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, it's good to know I'm not alone.
Oh yes, no, it's nothing that you are doing, definitely. But yeah, I think as like Jennifer said, that it's more of a flaw in the program that
Thank you.
And then Myra was asking, can you see the group activity before joining to help decide if it's a fit?
yes, and let's let's see. Let me, okay. All right, let's go back here and oops. Okay, so I am not a member of Cozy Writers, but let's see. Oh, here we go. So yes, it looks like you can absolutely scroll through all the Cozy Writer posts and, see what folks are talking about and whether that would be, a useful group for you. So I think, yes, you can dip your toes in any of these groups before you join. And then the other thing you certainly can do is unjoin. If you did end up joining and then found out that that was not what you needed, you could certainly unjoin. And that, you would just unclick it and be freed from that particular group. So yes, you can take a look before joining, and then you can unjoin if that is better for you. So okay, there we go. Okay. All right. Okay, Dover's question. Oh, okay. So Betsy, let's see. Did you see this, Dover, that Betsy says, but Dover, maybe you could submit your court request through support?
Oh, I
Oh,
didn't think of
to
trying that. I
explain the
can do that.
problem.
I will do that.
That is a very good idea, Betsy. All right. Okay. And, if a question comes up, please let us know. And you will get a handout with screenshots and even my horrible little hand-drawn circles showing you where to click. So forgive me my mouse skills.
It's a beautiful circle.
On those, but that'll be available by this evening. We'll get that emailed out to everybody. So thank you all, and please, give it a shot, and you can use it as much or as little as you want. And it just has, especially if you're looking for something specific, go on there, poke around, you probably will be able to find it. So now I'm very excited to spotlight Jennifer Morita, who is going to be introducing our slate of farm to foul play authors. And so we get a sneak peek at their short stories. And we'll go from there. So let me.
Hi, thanks, Claire. I wanted to start off by introducing our wonderful Capital Crimes 2024 Anthology Committee: Jessica Klein, Chris Dreith, Harriet Fox, Myra Jolivet, and Karen Phillips. We've been meeting regularly for about a year, just planning the logistics of the anthology, and which included, finding experienced short story authors who weren't part of Capital Crimes, so that in asking them to volunteer their time to read and score 30 stories, after another one of our members, Holly West, spent time to strip each story of identifying names. And then I also wanted to thank Tori Eldridge. She's one of our long distance members who wrote the foreword for our anthology. One of the things I loved about this anthology was our theme. farm to fork or farm to foul play. And that's because it's such a part of Sacramento's identity, way before it was a trendy thing to say. And I think Tori understands the importance of agriculture and food in a community. So she wrote a great foreword. Um, since the stories were selected, we've also been hard at work at editing, proofing, and formatting the anthology. Karen designed our beautiful cover, and you can see it behind her. She has a poster of it. And we've also been planning the anthology launch party, which is going to be Sunday, November 24th at Fowler Ranch Farm Brewery in Lincoln. It's the perfect place for our launch because it's a beautiful commercial nut and tree farm that has been in the Fowler family for 5 generations. And now there's also a brewery there. The family also has a farmer's market there every Sunday with 49 vendors, making it the largest farmer's market in Placer County. So what better place for us to launch our anthology? On the 24th, we'll have a table to sell our anthology at the farmer's market beginning at 9 o'clock. And then at 11, our launch party will begin. It'll be on the outdoor patio of the brewery. We'll have games, prizes, plus there'll be a food truck selling burgers and crepes. And the brewery itself will be open too. So you'll be able to have some beer and burgers. And of course, we'll have some books. So we need to give Fowler's a head count about a week before the party. So please be sure to go to our website and register for the event. And now, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and introduce our authors. And we'll start with Brian Shea, who wrote Half a Heart. And he is actually Wishing for Fog.
Oh,
Yeah, right. I'm pretty sure that was him.
I don't see him. Oh, there he is, Wishing for Fog. Ask to unmute, Brian.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, hi.
Can are you spotlighted? Can people see him? Oh, there you go.
Hey, thanks for doing all this, Jennifer, and the whole committee. I think it's great to be a part of this group. It's the first time I've killed anyone. I seem to be getting good feedback for it. So, so my story is Half a Heart, and it's a look at a community and outsiders. And I used to live in that area, and I was very tuned to the idea of insiders and outsiders. And my main character is an insider. She's the one who most vehemently defends her community. But ironically, she's not fully accepted by that same community because of her gender. And so it's kind of a look at how that all works. Oh, it's also about farming and food.
Thank you so much, Brian. So you'll be right at home at our anthology launch party.
Yes, I actually used to live in Lincoln.
Yeah. Okay, next up we have Sarah Bresniker, and she couldn't make our meeting today, but I'll read her tagline. She wrote Mother Clucker, which I think wins for best title. So her tagline is, Pops always told Rex chickens were dirty, nasty birds, and Rex believed him. But his girlfriend Rosie had a soft spot for any living thing. So before he knew it, he had hens in skirts running through his kitchen, and he was building a chicken coop fancier than his own house. Pops would have said Rex's troubles began when he started cohabitating with livestock, but it turned out the hens were the least of his problems. So be sure to check out Mother Clucker. Next up, we have Karen A. Phillips, The Case of the Naked Scarecrow.
Hi, everyone. My story is on the lighter side, and it's a humorous mystery. My tagline is, someone is stealing the family farm, someone is stealing the clothes off the family farm scarecrow. Is it a prank or something more sinister?
Thank you, Karen. And guys, be sure to check out the cover behind her. That's our cover for Farm to Foul Play. Isn't it gorgeous?
Thank you.
It is.
Thank you, Karen. Next, we have Chris Streith, who wrote Dear John Deere. I love this title too.
Thanks, Jennifer.
You're welcome.
So,
Okay, there
here
you
I
are.
am. Oh, hi. Okay, couldn't find me. Dear John letters can be read and taken in a number of different ways. When a letter was found in a dusty, empty barn, two slightly older PIs rushed to find $1 million missing tractor and its owner before something disastrous could happen. So I hope you enjoy reading John Deere, John. Dear John Deere. Whew. I had fun writing it. Thanks.
Thank you, Chris. Next, we have Virginia V. Kidd, Farm to Fingers. This is also I like the title of this one too. We also call her Ginny.
Right. And mine starts in the library where I spend a lot of my time, and books have been donated. A young girl has invaded the workroom and she is saying, that one is from Claudia. Claudia went away and she left her cat without any food and she didn't even tell me to feed it. Where'd she go? And the woman she's talking to becomes concerned, like, what happened to Claudia? One of the books that's donated, who came from Claudia, has a note saying, please help me. And so she begins the process of trying to find Claudia and seeing if they can help her. And it goes on from there. And it starts at McClatchy Library, not just any library, but Ella K. McClatchy Library at 22nd Street between U and V. And if you don't know it, go see it. The McClatchys are the founders of the Bee and all the McClatchy News Network. It's worth seeing the home that was theirs before they donated it to the city. And the city
is a beautiful library.
Yes, it is a beautiful library, and it has a little room with books for sale. A year ago, one of the glasses in it got broken. It's a glass sunroom, and it took the city only a year to repair it. And so that's bureaucracy. But
Thank you so much, Jenny. Appreciate it. We're looking forward to reading your story.
Thank you.
Speaking of the Bee, next up is Daryl Smith with Star Crimson, and Daryl is a reporter for the Sacramento Bee.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Thanks, everyone. Thank you, Jennifer, for having me, and very excited about the anthology, and we'll get a chance to read in the coming weeks. This story is about the Clark family. They're a Delta family. They've grown sweet blood red star crimson pears along the Delta south of Sacramento since moving west after the Second World War. These are the only black growers on this slice of Sacramento River soil. They've survived and thrived through decades of racism and threats, natural and otherwise, to their land and livelihood. Now, a powerful Delta family's bid to take that land at the Clark's call home, and a shocking act of violence are the latest threats to Clark farms. But when that Delta family's scion is found murdered, Solomon Clark is the prime suspect, and he'll need a journalist turned private detective, Dana Hawkins, to join the case to clear his name or lose everything that Clark and his family have built.
Thank you so much, Daryl. Next we have Linda Joy Singleton, who wrote Foul Play.
Mute. And so, do I need to hit something with the video, or is that all right?
Just give it a second. There we go.
Okay. Yeah, I actually wrote a story I'd started in 1998 when I lived in Galt and was raising my kids, and they were little, and we had issues with coyotes. So my tagline for a story called, I think I called it Foul Play, but FOWL.
Yeah.
Stasia's summer on the farm sees with secrets, wild coyotes, missing chickens, suspicions, and a vengeful grandma. So it was
Thank
fun
you.
to write. Yeah.
Oh,
thank you.
good. I'm glad.
Yeah.
So your story was one of the chicken stories. I did forget to mention that there were a lot of chickens in the stories. So I had to like spread them apart.
Oh, that's fine.
Next up, we have William Bishop, who wrote Death of an Ugly Woman. And this one is about tomatoes.
Do I need to get?
In my past life, I had been rented out to a couple of tomato processing plants. And so I only had to fudge one detail in my story, but I had written the story before you had announced the anthology. And so it had taken place in an anonymous processing facility. And so it was an easy change to make it fit here in the anthology. And as far as my elevator pitch for it, in a processing plant, tomatoes aren't the only things getting steamy. Add a dash of rot, and there might be something more than just tomatoes in that can.
Very good. Thank you, William. Next up, we have Joanna Vandervloot. Am I saying that correctly? She
okay.
is that right?
That's okay. I don't even.
So how are you supposed to say it?
I gotta get the Dutch. Van der Vlok. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
She wrote The Lady in Pink.
Okay, The Lady in Pink. We've all heard truth is stranger than fiction. And this short story was inspired by a trip my husband and I took when we decided to go to Disneyland, and something that happened at 2 a.m. driving on the highway. So in my story, The Lady in Pink, Sorcha Lewis, she's a true crime podcaster, and she travels to Sacramento to interview the Lady in Pink about the unsolved disappearance of a senator's son. Over the weekend of the Farm to Folk Festival, the Lady in Pink recounts growing up in Cowtown in 1988 and a bakery crawl turned deadly, involving herself, her best friends, the senator's son, and an attractive farmer who wishes he never played Good Samaritan.
Fun fact, her story starts out in one of my favorite bakeries, patisseries. All right, and next up we have Elaine Faber. She wrote The Sacramento Truck Farm, and she wasn't able to make it today, so I'll read her tagline. On Jean Ann's 13th birthday, February 16th, 1928, the Elk Grove Security Bank and Trust was robbed. Jean Ann heard all about it on their new Atwater, Kent family radio. When an unexpected opportunity arises, she sets about to capture the miscreants. At least it felt like a good idea at the time. And we also have Donna Wilberg. She wrote Fork and Knife, and she also was not able to make it today. So Fork and Knife is her story. When a celebrity sous chef is found murdered after the grand opening of a popular 5-star restaurant, Detective Dan Kalin starts sniffing around the kitchen. Okay. And now we have Susan Egan with The Competition.
Okay, can everyone hear me?
We can hear you. There we go. We can
I'm
see you
still
too.
a silhouette. I don't know what to do. Sorry.
That's okay. It's the lighting. Yeah.
Okay, I decided to put my classical education to good use. Top Chef meets the ancients, as in the Romans, when a chef seeking revenge against her former fiance finds the answer to her dilemma in history, the Lives of the 12 Caesars, which is Suetonius's gossipy account of their lives.
Thank you, Susan. Karen Harrington wasn't able to make it, but she wrote Midtown Market Girl. It's a great story. It's a little bit more serious. So definitely check that one out. We also have Deborah Henry, who wrote Winging It.
Hello from Sydney by the sea. I have a terrible thing to admit. I have never been to Sacramento, so I did a lot of Googling. My story, Winging It, features a young woman, a Hungarian immigrant named Zosha, who operates a food truck in Sacramento selling chicken wings. And when a sketchy character named Ray Sunshine occupies one of her tables and engages in some suspicious behavior, Zosha decides to take matters into her own hands. With the help of a deputy sheriff and one of her brother's rubber chickens, she helps bring a drug gang to justice. So thank you.
Thank you, Deborah. And last but not least, we have Nick Webster with Fair and Foul. And we had the pleasure to meet Nick in person at the Great Valley Book Fest last week in Manteca.
Yeah. Yeah, thank you to the committee that pulled all of this together. My story is called Fair and Foul, and it is about the mysterious disappearance of a pair of prize-winning chickens at the county fair. The 4-H and FFA community are obviously in an uproar over this, and the families who are involved, they have to rely on Apollo Perry, a retired county detective turned animal investigator for hire.
Thank you so much. And that is everybody.
Jennifer, Karen Harrington, did you want to read her tagline?
She didn't send me anything.
Oh, sorry about that. Okay.
Yeah, that's okay.
And this is Virginia speaking. I just wanted to say I love the cover.
It's a great cover, isn't it?
It is. It is. And it pulls everything together.
Thank you.
And implies something cheerful.
My favorite part is the dead chicken. I love that.
And make sure to take in the bloody shovel.
Yes. So that is it.